Hi, my name is Ngai Ho En, number matrix 01DTK23F1003. I'm here is want to discuss about some questions of memory and input-output unit. This is the syllabus of the courses DEE 30032, Computer Architecture and Organizations. Before we start to the answer part, let us watch the interview that I made by picking 3 students in my polytechnic that randomly. Among the questions I asked to them, I will pick only 9 questions that are really important to discuss later.
Good evening. I am Ngai Ho En, number matrix 01DTK23F1003 from courses DTK. Thank you for accepting my interview. May I know your name and your card name matrix number and the courses?
My name is Tan Ping Chien. Metric number is 01 DSB 23 F1041.
Okay, Mr. Tan, I have some questions I want to ask you. First and foremost is, what do you think is the advantages of the cloud storage?
I think the advantage of cloud storage is we can save our file in that application.
Can you list some examples of the cloud storage?
I think Google Drive is an example of cloud storage.
Okay, and my next question is, what do you think about the protection laws of the cloud storage? Do you know about it?
I think I don't know what is that.
Okay, never mind. And the next is about some questions of the sensor of the smartphone. So, what do you think what is the health effects of the sensor of the smartphone to a human?
I think the sensor of smartphone can track our movement. It can track our step for a whole day.
So you mean the spotting?
Yes.
Okay. And then about the legal issue of the smartphone sensor, do you have any opinion of that?
I think I don't have any opinion about the legal issue.
Okay, never mind. Alright. Finally, is our last question. What do you think about the usage of the sensor of the smartphone?
I think the microphone is the usage of sensor of microphone.
For communicate chatting.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you again for accepting my interview. Good evening. I'm Ngai Ho En, number matrix 01DTK23F1003 from courses DTK. May I know your name and your number matrix?
My name is Ching Seming and my card matrix is 01DTT22F1112.
Okay, Mr. Chin, I have some questions I want to ask you. First and foremost is, what do you think about the security of the cloud storage?
I think it's the password.
Does it mean the password can protect our information that in the cloud storage?
Maybe.
Okay. My next question is, compared with the physical memory, what do you think about the cloud storage?
I don't know.
Okay. Never mind. My next question is about the data privacy of the cloud storage. Do you have any idea about it?
I don't know also.
Alright. Now is about some question about the sensor of the smartphone. So, can you list some types of the sensor that we can get in the smartphone?
Sensor.
Yeah.
Sensor in the smartphone. Biometric. The fingerprint.
Okay. And the next is the safety of the sensor. What do you think the sensor can do about the safety for us?
I also don't know.
My last question about the sensor is, what do you think can you list some example of the output of a smartphone?
The speaker and the screen.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chin. That's all from me. Thank you again for accepting my interview. Good morning. Thank you for accepting my interview. My name is Ngai Ho Eun, number matrix 01TTK23F1003. May I know your name and your matrix number?
My name is Chong Zijian and my matrix number is 01DKA23F1112.
Okay, Mr. Chong, I have some question I want to ask you. First and foremost is, what do you think is the advantages of the cloud storage?
I think you can save your file safely and easily.
So, as you mentioned just now, the safety of the cloud storage. So, what do you think about the security of the cloud storage that it has?
I think you can protect your file by using your password. That's others people can't know your private thing.
Okay, and can you list up some examples of the cloud storage?
Google Drive.
Okay, and then I have some question about the sensor of the smartphone. First is, can you list some types of the sensor that used in the smartphone?
Face detect and thumbprint.
That means the fingerprint. And then, what do you think about those sensors can use for the smartphone? Like the usage.
I don't know.
Okay. Can you list up some examples of the outputs of the smartphone?
My microphone, speaker, screen.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chong. Thank you again for accepting my interview.
Well, after we have watched the interview just now, let us go to the first question. First question is the advantages of the cloud storage. Just now, we can get the answer for the Mr. Tan, that is the convenient. He said we can save the file in the application. And the answer from the Mr. Chong is safe and easy. We can save the file safely and easily by using a cloud storage. So, after my research, I found that the convenience is mean about the file that we store in the cloud storage. We can access at any time and anywhere as long as we are connected the devices with the internet, and we can access the file without any problem. And then it's safe and easy. The safe and easy is stand for the cloud storage is not really complicated compared with the physical storage such as USB and the hard drive. Besides that, it also can keep the file more safety than them since we need to use the password to access our cloud storage account. Lastly, the advantages of the cloud storage can be a backup. I'm saying this is because the cloud storage is a powerful backup and the recovery method when the local storage is down, such as when our USB is already broken and we cannot access the file inside. But if we are already saved our file on the cloud storage such as the Google Drive, so we can access our file on the Google Drive and copy it down inside a new pen drive without losing our own data inside the broken USB drive. Next is the security of the cloud storage. The answer for Mr. Chu is the password locking. We can protect the file by using the password to avoid other people to access them. And the answer from the Mr. Chin is password protection. We can use the password to protect the files in the cloud storage. Then I want to explain is the password protection. If we use the complex password, we can avoid the hackers guess our password easily by using the simple numbers combination, and then the cloud storage companies such as the Google Drive will help us to avoid the hackers to use the method that is the brute force to guess our password. And then is the two-factor authentication. This is a randomly generated type-sensitive token that we need to use to enter after we enter the correct password. Or not, we will be blocked and cannot access our cloud storage. And then is the more advanced authentication, that is the biometric authentication. This is the technology that uses a person's physical behavior characteristic to verify their identity and grant access. The most commonly biometric authentication we see is the fingerprint. That means if we enter the correct password, but we cannot provide a correct biometric authentication, we also cannot access to the cloud storage, and this is more safety than the two-factor authentication. Next is the third question, protection laws of the cloud storage. No one can answer from the student that I picked because these questions are quite strange for them. Well, the protection law of the cloud storage for us is the law stipulate how personal data is collected, stored, and transferred. They apply to the companies that have control of the information regardless of whether they have asked a third party to collect, process, or, in the case of cloud storage providers, store data on their behalf. So this is the law that limits the cloud storage companies to avoid them use our personal data in correct way. And next is the data privacy of the cloud storage. Also, no one can answer it because also strange for them. Well, the data privacy, also called the information privacy, is an aspect of data protection that addresses the proper storage, access, retention, immutability, and security of sensitive data. That means our data privacy are always protected by the laws with some special method. Next question is compared to the physical memory. No one can answer it because I think the physical memory and the cloud storage both are just storage the data and nothing can compare. But we can compare the physical memory and the cloud storage by using the file access, space, and maintenance. For the cloud storage, we can access the file anytime and anywhere when the device is connected with the internet. But for the physical memory, unless the drive is connected with the internet or not, you are unable to access the data inside the drive that you want. After that is the space. The cloud storage is scalable and the physical memory is not scalable. If the cloud storage, if you are house the space that you need to store the data, we can just buy a plan from the cloud storage company, such as the like 10 GB per month package, something like that. But the physical memory, if you are house the space to store the data, the only way you can do is buy a new hard drive. And lastly is the maintenance. For the cloud storage, no maintenance is required for you because the cloud storage company will take care for you. But for the physical memory, sometimes if you need the maintenance for your hard drive, that if you are not professional for that, you might need the IT support for it. And then we going to the types of the sensor used in the smartphone. That is the input-output unit chapter. The answer from the Mr. Song is the face detect and thumbprint. The answer for Mr. Chin is the biometric fingerprint. So they got the same answer, that is the fingerprint or the thumbprint. But after I searching some information from the internet, that I get is the motion sensor, gravity sensor, and location sensor. Let's explain one by one. Is the motion sensor, it can detect the user's movement, and the gravity sensor measure the direction and the intensity of the gravity of the device. And the location sensor is used to check a device's physical location. As we can know, example is the GPS. Alright, next is the safety issue about the sensor. No one is able to answer it because are quite strange for that also. So after I searching some information on the internet, I can get that the safety issue about the sensor is the hacker might hack the smartphone and steal the records of from the sensor. So, for example, is the pin code, the location of the user, like if you are in the Peru. So if the hacker has your smartphone, he can check the records of your location sensor, that's your GPS. He can get your physical location from the sensors. And your health data, some sensors have the health monitor. He can see your blood pressure, heartbeat. Maybe it's not very important for the healthy person, but it is a quite privacy information for some patients or for some elders. Alright, we are going to next is the health and sensor. This is like how we can relate the health with the sensor in the smartphone. The answer from Mr. Han is the sport tracking. He said that the sensor can track our movement or step for whole day, which can support us for sport activity. After very stressed that he's got the right point, that is because the motion sensor can track the movement of the user, which can assist the user to record the numbers of steps and distance when it is with the location sensor, that is the GPS. And next is my addition point, that the sensor also can be used for monitoring health issues. Like for example, the motion sensors, accelerometer, and the gyroscope. Alright, finally we are going to the last question. Is the legal issue of sensor? No one can answer it because are quite strange for them about the law questions. Like the data collected by the sensors of the smartphone is protected under the strongest privacy and security law in the world. His name is the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR. This law is to protect the individual's fundamental rights and freedoms, particularly their right to protection of their personal data. This law is born to protect the data that are collected by the sensors and avoid the company or the organization use this data in some illegal way. It's also the law they use to protect all of the users of smartphone. Alright, that's all from my presentation, and this is all the reference that I trust the data or the information of this presentation. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching.